going to take a drink here. It is Wednesday. It's Wednesday. Thank you for giving me a minute while I get ready for this. It is Wednesday, February 25th, 2026, and this is my Wackadoodle Wednesdays. And for those of you who were here with me last week, right at the beginning, so you had to like go back and watch, I talked about my ring and how my ring is no longer on my left hand. It's now on my right hand. Right. It's now it's on my left hand. It's not on my right hand. So yes, I do have a boyfriend. His name is Austin. We've known each other for a while, but we became like official on Valentine's Day. He is amazing. And yeah. So that's out there now. And, you know, we'll, like, as our relationship expands, we'll figure out what we want to do and how we want to, like, share it with others. But it's true. I have a boyfriend, and his name is Austin. I know some of you are thinking whatever. All right, but let's get to it because I have another meeting I have to get to. Go, go, go. Good things are happening. Good morning, Wyoming, and welcome to the only show where the national government and the state government compete to see who can ignore the most urgent problems while staring directly into the camera. Last night, President Trump delivered the longest State of the Union in American history. 1 hour and 48 minutes of victory laps, tariff triumphs, and patriotic testimonials. He covered everything from the economy to the border to the spiritual meaning of manufacturing. Truly a buffet of topics. And yet somehow he never found the time to mention the Department of Justice little situation involving withheld Epstein-related documents. A bold narrative choice, very avant-garde, theatrical minimalism. It's like watching someone give a TED Talk on fire safety while their own curtains are smoldering behind them. And meanwhile, here in Wyoming, our legislature is performing its own interpretive dance of avoidance. The House is swinging a budget axe like it's auditioning for a frontier reboot of The Shining, cutting public media, slashing the University of Wyoming, and taking a sustainable government approach that seems to involve not having a government at all. The Senate, the Wyoming Senate, in a rare act of adult supervision, quietly put $253 million back into the budget, as if to say, sweetie, no, we don't cut the Department of Health during a staffing crisis. And somewhere between these two worlds, the national silence and the state-level chaos, Wyomingites are left wondering, is there an adult in charge? Who exactly is paying attention? And is anyone going to mention the thing we're all talking about? But don't worry, if the State of the Union taught us anything, it's that if you don't say a problem out loud, maybe it doesn't exist. And if the Wyoming House taught us anything, it's that if you cut enough agencies, eventually there's no one left to complain. Welcome to Wednesday. My democracy damage report for all of this: structural integrity, not great, folks. Federal transparency, damage level, high. The Department of Justice's handling of withheld Epstein-related documents dominated the news cycle on the day of the State of the Union. The president's speech did not address it. Observers across the political spectrum noted the conspicuous silence. Impact? Public trust erodes when major controversies go unmentioned. Survivors and advocates feel sidelined. Accountability takes a hit when institutions avoid naming their own crisis. Democracy loses points for selective transparency. Executive accountability, damage level, moderate to high. The State of the Union focused on strength, revival, and national pride, but skipped over ongoing questions about institutional oversight, DOJ decision-making, and public disclosure. The impact? Avoidance becomes part of the political narrative. Citizens receive a curated version of national reality. The gap between public concern and official messaging widens. Democracy loses points for narrative control over candor. Wyoming's budget process, damage level severe. The House and Senate are locked in a fiscal cage match. House, deep cuts to public media, higher ed, health, and economic development. Senate restores $253 million and reins in the slash and burn approach. The result is a budget process that feels less like governance and more like a family argument at Thanksgiving where someone flips the table. Impact: agencies can't plan, workers can't predict funding, public services become bargaining chips, the public loses faith in legislative stability. Democracy loses points for chaos, inconsistency, and performance austerity. And our public trust, damage level, critical. Between a national speech that omits major controversies, a state budget that swings widely between extremes, and a political climate defined by selective outrage, trust in institutions continues to fray. And the impact? Citizens disengage, cynicism rises, accountability weakens, extremism fills the vacuum. Democracy loses points for erosion of confidence. So my democracy damage report summary: democracy took hits this week due to selective silence at the federal level, withheld information and transparency gaps, Wyoming budget process that resembles a demolition derby, public trust declining under the weight of political theater. If democracy were a building, the inspector would be standing outside with a clipboard saying, "Ma'am, I cannot in good conscience allow you to live here." That's my democracy damage report for today. It is a wackadoodle Wednesday. I am smiling. I'm going to pull one of my affirmator cards because I usually do. And it says gratitude. Today I am grateful for all of the little things, even when the big things suck. There are always plenty of little things I can be at least a little grateful for, like hot showers and music and the fact that humans invented an internet and I'm allowed to use it whenever I want. Using fingers and thumbs that do whatever I think them to do at any given moment. Alexa, will you play me some music, please?
Here's a mix for you on Amazon Music.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. Have a good day, you guys.